start off with a fake punt. First series.
You know, I was wondering who was going to ask that first.
Let's get it out of the way. Get it over.
Ted, we've been working on it for 2 weeks and working on a certain look, and we got the look that we wanted. And I thought, if you're going to run a fake punt, you got to run it when no one's expecting it. And it didn't work. But you know, I think it not working and then the defense coming up with the big stop at that point really set the tone for the whole game. Really did. And looking back on it, you know, had we executed a little bit better, I think it would have had a better chance of working. But it really set the tone. We came up with that stop. Nobody panicked. Nobody got down on themselves. Big stop right there. And I thought that's where I knew at that point that we were going to have a great chance of winning that football game.
Santos blocked that field goal, too, at that point.
Well, exactly. You know, we blocked 3 of them. That's the best kicker in the country. And for us to block 3 and then force him to miss another one, and just a great individual. All those blocks are great individual effort. It's not scheme. It's guys just putting their feet in the ground and driving and getting their hands up at the last second. Really impressive.
You did get a hand on that one that came up a little short, then you couldn't quite help the price.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, to be honest with you, unless I looked at the film, I wouldn't know for sure. But I thought we blocked 3 of them total.
Okay.
Yeah.
The turnovers, not only that you get all the turnovers, but I think pretty much all your touchdowns came off of, you know, guys that started with turnovers. I mean, how big is that to kind of take that?
Yeah, well, you know, and here's the thing. You know, you talk about working on turnovers. We work as hard as anyone in the country on turnovers, I would think. But, you know, you got to be opportunistic. You got to force them, and then you got to recover. You know, you got to recover them when they're on the ground. You know, Ashland is leading the league coming into the game in turnover ratio, and they're -4 today. So, you know, it's just the way the game goes. We got some great bounces off those turnovers today, but we did some things to force them, which was great to see.
There's a lot of talk about defense for this game. Talk a little bit about Tim Hull, very quietly had a really good game in last year.
You know, I will say this, and you guys looked at the stats. Ashland's defense is the best defense we've played all year. They've got really good size up front. For us to grind out those yards, and they were tough earned yards all day long, is good. I thought we were efficient. We had talked earlier. This wasn't going to be a game where we could just rely on the big play. We weren't going to have time to, you know, in the pocket, and they were such a sound defense. We just knew we had to be patient. We had to grind it out. We had to protect the football, play field position. I thought we did a great job of that.
Tonight, a lot of big plays on special teams, 3 blocks. You already mentioned. What do you credit the success on special teams to?
Well, once again, you know, it's kind of like when you don't have success, people wonder, are you even working on it? We've worked so hard in the kicking game, dating back to the spring and then through the summer camp and every day in practice. And, you know, you're waiting for it to all to come together. And today it came together well.
Have another short week of preparation. Is that a key, or is that something that benefited you?
I told CBS they can come do our games every Thursday night, you know. Seriously, I thought that helped us. I'll be honest with you. Coming off the loss, had we, you know, I don't know how I could evaluate it coming off a win, but it got our mind off that loss really quick. We didn't have time to hang our heads and feel sorry for ourselves. We got back at it right away. And I had said this in every interview so far leading up to the game. I saw a focus in our team that led me to believe we were going to have a lot of success today. You could see it. They were so disappointed from last week, yet wanting to do something about it really fast. And I think what you saw out of the defense was that type of an effort. But then in all phases, you know, like I said, for our offense to protect the football against a team that had created a bunch of turnovers, a team that was really tough to move the ball on and get first downs on, credit to how hard they worked all week long. And then obviously the kicking game came through. And we had talked about that just yesterday in our meetings, how important the kicking game was going to be in this game. Kicking game and turnovers, I thought, were going to be the biggest keys.
How do you negate, with a couple extra days now before Wayne State, how do you negate a letdown from your team?
Well, 2 things. I think, number one, the fact that we have a little bit more time, they'll naturally come down to earth rather than being on that high leading into the Wayne State game or Wayne State week. But then, number 2, we're in the same position right now that we were last week at this time. We're still in the hunt for a conference championship and a playoff appearance, and it's going to be resting on how we perform against Wayne State. So a lot of motivation and a couple extra days to come off of this high.
I'm down to go still watch that one.
We're not allowed to do that. Love to. I'd love to do it.
Final score 27-6 with a score really late in the fourth quarter. So a really big game. What do you attribute the success to this week?
Kids wanted it. Our guys wanted it. You know, as a coaching staff, you work hard as a coach, put in a lot of hours. But I thought I give the credit. We didn't do anything different as coaches that we do every week. But I tell you, our kids, with their backs against the wall, and I give them all the credit. They had a heck of a week and played a heck of a game.
The defense really came out really.
I thought we were physical. We played fast, and we came up big when we had to. You know, after the block punt, they had a couple big plays, and yet we kept them out of the end zone.